So you suck at lighting your YouTube videos. It's as bad as this. But don't worry, we're gonna fix that. Whoa, that was a big wave. In the video coming up. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Brett Garamella with brettgaramella.com, and in today's Real Raw vlog, I got a comment from Tom X who said, "Hey Brett, you should do a video about how you light your YouTube videos." Okay Tom, so I'm gonna answer that question in this video, but before I get into it, I just want to explain what gives me the credentials to make a video like this. Because it is a big proposition, oh, you're great at lighting, you know lighting. You know, a lot of people say that, but I've really spent a lot of time. So I've been working in photography and film for more than 10 years. And I used to work in New York City at a big film production company. And it was there that I met a lot of talented people. And that really helped me learn lighting. The other part, which actually helped me even more, was reading books, watching tutorials, and then experimenting on my own. So watching YouTube videos, buying tutorials, buying books, and just trying different things out. So you're in the right place if you are searching on the net all over and trying to find the answers to how to light your videos better. Then you are in the right place, because I'm gonna be doing a lot more videos about lighting, and I'm gonna be coming out with some in-depth tutorials if you want me to do that. And if this video gets enough interest, I will make a lighting tutorial series that shows you all aspects of lighting and really breaks it down, because it's hard to do everything in one video. I am gonna answer a bunch of your questions in this video, but if you do have interest in me doing a much longer series, please leave that in a comment below. And if it gets enough interest, then I will do it, as I said. And talk is cheap, but to be honest, most of my YouTube videos aren't lit as well as I'd like them to be lit. When I have a high production and I have a lot of time and really good equipment, you can see what I can do. So I made a film with a friend of mine, and you can see it up here, this short documentary film. It ended up doing pretty well, won a lot of film festivals, ended up qualifying for an Oscar, so I was really happy with that. But I've also spent a lot of time working on lighting for photography. So if you want to see my portfolio for photography, how I light stuff, just so you know that I do know what I'm talking about in terms of lighting, you can see my portfolio right over here. And so you know, over the next 2 months, I'm really going to be working on my website, adding a lot more tutorials and things like that. So please go check that out in the near future, because I'm going to have a lot of things on the site. Okay, so let's get into the video. So how do we get good lighting? How do we light our YouTube videos? One way to do that is to get up really early on golden hour, the first hour after sunrise, or actually I like to go right before sunrise because the light is very flat. And then right around sunset, because those times the light is very flat. No matter where you shoot, it's gonna look good. All right, I shot a little drone footage today, as you can see here. For today's video, I am in a cool secret location. I'm not gonna disclose all my secrets in one video. So if you notice in the intro to this video, the lighting was really bad because the sun's already come up. The light is not as flattering. The quality of light has changed from the morning. So the color temperature and the quality of light changes as the sun rises. So therefore, I went over here with all this nice shade and this nice background. So part of it is actually, in terms of lighting, is whether to avoid the light or to use the light. A lot of times after sunrise and during the middle of the day, you don't have good quality light. So you need to find a shaded place. That can help a lot. Now this is assuming you're not using artificial lights, and we're gonna get into artificial lights, but not quite yet. So for natural light, another thing that I like to do is shoot backlit. So what I mean by backlit is, I mean the sun is behind me. So a lot of people, when they're starting out, photographers, filmmakers, they think they need to have the sun facing the subject. Okay, you can do that during golden hour when the sun's really low, right around sunrise and right around sunset. But during the middle of the day, you really want to have the sun at your back or somewhere in the back. That way you're going to get a nice flat lighting. Another reason why I like to light with the sun in the back, especially when you're shooting yourself or other people, is that you won't get that like weird raccoon shadows under the eyes, the bridge of the eyebrows. That really doesn't look flattering. If you have the sun in the back, you properly expose through the face is gonna be nice and evenly lit. You can get into advanced lighting techniques where you move the sun around, and that leads me into my next tip, which is you can actually use your hand. If you move your hand, and it's hard to show you right now because there's not a lot of sun here. If you move your hand in the sun or in any situation where there's a light source, moving your hand around and looking at the light, you'll see where the light and where the shadow is. So if you look at your hand, you're just like, oh, that looks good. Oh, my hand's facing that direction. Okay, I'm gonna face in the same direction as my hand. So you can use your hand as a guide and move it around 360, and you can really see the different light. Okay, so when you're not sure of the light, you don't have any special tools or fancy equipment, just use your hand. Also, try to make sure that you have a dark background. So if you notice, this background is not the best. So if I stand like right here, you notice it's dark right here. But if I move over here, it's a little too white right here. And you actually can see the sun coming through now too, because the sun's moving. So it's a little too white. So your eye naturally goes to what's brightest. So it's gonna go over here. So if I move over here, now my face is almost like the brightest part of the scene. So in terms of lighting, always try to make your face the brightest part of what you're shooting. The viewer's eye will naturally go towards what is brightest. Okay, so I'm gonna move over, and now I'm right here, and see, this is much darker, so now you're gonna look over here, and this is obviously where I want you to look. So wherever you want the person to look, that should be brightest. Just remember that. Of course, there are exceptions, but for most cases, just keep it that way. One way to make your face or the subject that you're shooting the brightest is to position it in front of a window. Window light is fantastic, but there are a few keys. The smaller the window, the harsher the fall off of light. So you have to be really cognizant of where you position yourself. If you're using a much bigger window, it's a lot more forgiving, a lot more softer light. So you want to make sure that you don't get direct sunlight, or that it's a cloudy or rainy day, and that will provide really, really great light. If it is too bright, you can use a curtain or a shade or any type of diffusion that will soften the light and make it flattering on the face. So you can only do so much with natural light. Sometimes you're gonna need artificial light. Actually, for my photo shoots, a lot of my video shoots, I prefer to use artificial light because it gives me full control, and I don't have to wait for the right situation where the sun's gonna be low, or I have to relocate to a different location. If I wanna be in a specific location, if I use artificial light, then I can set up for that location, light it properly. So you can use the hand with artificial light as well, or you can just move your head around. Okay, you can move your head on a swivel and see how the light looks. You can have a mirror, your screen flips out on your camera, you can do that as well. But what I suggest you do when you light, this is every single lighting situation, whether you're a complete beginner or you're like the best lighting person in the world, you're working on a Hollywood set and you have, 500 lights. It doesn't matter. What you want to do is light one light at a time. You can't really know what the light is doing if you turn on multiple lights at the time, because you get the light pollution. One light bleeds into another light. So what really helps me is just to doing it step by step, one light at a time. So what I do is I turn every light out, see how it looks, just with the natural light. If it's not looking good with the natural light, then I'll add one light. Most situations, you're only gonna need one light or maybe two lights. Then I look how that first light is. And that first light should be lighting your face. Should be the key light or the main light that's lighting your face. Then you add another light in, you can see what that light does. So one thing that's really important is after you have that first light perfect and you wanna add a second or third light, make sure you turn off that first light and then turn on the second light. Then once you get the second light perfect, turn the first two lights off, then you light only the third light. Remember, you're only doing one light at a time. So you do one, then I put the two together. I see the two are working perfect. All right, I wanna add one more light. What I do is I add that third light just by itself, then I put all three. Okay, it's kind of like a puzzle. You got to do one step at a time. A lot of people get overwhelmed and really confused and frustrated because they're trying to do multiple lights at a time. So start with natural light, then do one light at a time. So guys, I could go on and on about lighting. It's something I'm really passionate about. I haven't really done it a whole lot on my channel. I'm working right now on a long, in-depth Mavic 2 tutorial series. So that has about 37 to 40 videos, so it's taking a lot of my time, and I'm hopefully gonna finish it next month. So that's where I'm putting a lot of my energy. But once I finish that, if you're interested in a lighting course or a lighting tutorial series, let me know. Please, like I said, leave a comment below. I'm really interested in doing that. But if there's not enough interest, I don't want to invest so much time and make it really awesome and then only a few people are interested. So if you are interested, let me know below. I appreciate you watching, guys. And now the fan of the day is Ara. Ara is probably my most dedicated fan. You always comment on every one of my videos, usually the first person to comment. So today, you're the fan of the day. If you want to be a better content creator with drones, with photography, with filmmaking, this is the channel for you, okay? So please press that like button if you enjoyed this video, found a few helpful hints. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel and press that bell notification so you get more videos like this. And before I go, guys, remember, siempre pa'lante, nunca para atrás.